In this video, I'll walk you through the complete process of setting and achieving any goal, so please stick around. Goal setting is a great tool to improve performance and achieve more of what you want in life. The key thing is to do it right and to choose the right goal too. To help you achieve the right goal, you may want to refer to my year-end review planning and goal setting PowerPoint worksheet, which I published for the last several years. This year, however, I chose to focus on just one key goal. The reason for that is to really narrow down the focus, and when we accomplish and focus on one key goal, we automatically achieve other sub-goals in the process. So let's get started. You may want to download my goal planning worksheet, available in the description of this video or on my blog page, and follow along with me. I also included a sample goal for weight loss. Now I'm just going to walk you through each of the components and explain them briefly, and you can look at the sample goal as we go through it to get a better idea of what I mean. The first step is to write your goal down as SMART. This is an acronym for specific, measurable, acceptable, realistic, and timed. So the goal should be written to meet those criteria. And you can see the example that I wrote, it does do that. The second step is identifying the key benefits for achieving this goal. You should be able to write down at least 5 benefits. The reason for that is that if you can't think of 5 things, then you probably don't have enough motivation to achieve this goal. Now, the next section is very important, and I often don't see this in goal planning tutorials. So I've included it here as a crucial part of achieving your goal. The two things are identifying the obstacles and the solutions to those obstacles. Now, obstacles are usually what stops us from achieving the goal. And the reason is because we haven't anticipated them. We haven't thought them through. Now, obstacles are to be expected. It's like climbing a mountain. You can't expect to just walk your way up a mountain. The steeper the mountain, the more obstacles there's going to be. And the more prepared you are to deal with them, the easier it's going to be to continue on your journey. So goal setting is the same thing. So once you've identified your solutions, the next thing is to write down the action steps. And that's pretty easy once you've identified your solutions, because they are like action steps in themselves. All you need to do is really articulate it, add a due date to it. Now, if this is a shared goal, you could also add who's responsible for what part of it. Once you've set down your action steps, you want to look at the method of keeping score. This is important because you need to track your progress to see if you're on track. It's like climbing a mountain again. You want to have a compass with you so you know where you're at. You want to check and see how far you've gotten. If you're not, make sure you're not going around in circles. Once you've done that, there's 3 key questions to ask. The first one is it worth my time to achieve this goal? And the answer is yes, no, or yes, but later. And this is very important. These are honesty type questions. The other question is, do I have the ability to achieve this goal? You need to be realistic again. You need to know if you have the skills and the knowledge, all these things to be able to achieve the goal, because if you don't, it's just not going to happen. You could wish it, you could do affirmations, all these types of things, but you need to be practical as well. And you need to take action, and you need to make sure you actually have the skills and knowledge to do it. And the last question to ask is, am I willing to do what it takes to achieve the goal? In other words, am I willing to be accountable, take responsibility? And this is really key, because if you're not going to achieve the goal. You're just fooling yourself. So these 3 questions are more like honesty questions, and they need to be answered yes. And if you do answer yes, then you're on your way to achieve this goal, whatever it is. And I've also included a box where you could write down your affirmations. Now, if you write down your goal, like in the example I gave for weight loss, as an affirmation in itself, you could just repeat it there, or you could add images to help you visualize what it would be like once you've achieved that goal. And that's it. That's all it takes. Of course, you need to act on your goal and work towards accomplishing it. But if you've done all these steps properly, one thing that could be helpful is to get a partner that you share your goal with, and that could perhaps coach you and help keep track with you. That's sometimes very motivational and helps you in being accountable. So thanks for listening. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and to my blog. And I'm wishing you a great year. If you're doing this at the beginning of the year, it's always a great time to set a goal. So I wish you all the greatest success. Thanks for listening.